set to go now on a prototypical rainy northwestern afternoon. And off we go from Seattle. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Let's go. Right. He's done.
This is Joe Mixon, fourth in the NFL in rushing last season. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Well, the Bengals and Seahawks meeting here in Week 1, and this is a combination that we haven't seen that often on the turf. If you look back to when the franchises began facing each other all the way back in 1977, but since then, just 20 meetings between the two teams, and the Bengals have won 11 of them, including the last meeting back in October of 2015. On second down, here's Mixon. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Dalton here from the gun. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Unable to stop KJ right there as he slips by for the sack.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10. This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Too little, Cupcake.
Alert.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Wilson, he's going to look deep for more. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. 4th down, and out is the all-pro punter from a year ago, Michael Dixon, to punt for Seattle. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
Where you at? Who's that? Who's that?
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Mike 54. Mike 54. No gain on this defense. No gain. Watch that. Watch that. Watch that. Mike 54. Regular. 54. All right, T. Let's try. All right, T.
Third down, a shot here for Dalton. He's got his man, Boyd. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
The tackle made by K.J. Wright.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
65. 65. 65.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Here's the 6th-round pick from Oklahoma, Rodney Anderson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now a run with Anderson. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Throw left side, complete to Ross. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people who have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
A first chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. Now Joe Mixon. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. Boy, not what you want to see in quarter one of the new year. We'll be back. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Now the ball comes loose, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And hopefully for both sides, not a sign of things to come, Charles. This morning, it was so perfect outside, but we knew this weather was coming, and we see the effects of it here early on.
And I wonder if how perfect it was this morning has psychologically fooled everyone. You know, it's almost like even though we were told the weather was coming, and you know the teams knew it as well, that maybe they got fooled and thought, it's going to be okay. And now they're probably a little upset that it's out there.
Because warm-ups were dry.
Oh, well, dry. Now you've got to make the change up, and it's the first quarter. Might take them a little time to settle in on their focus and concentration.
A good gain there on 3rd and 8 of 7 yards, and now a decision here on 4th and 1. Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Bullock's kick is good. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
This fielded at the 2. There he goes, left side. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. That kick return TD is 98 yards in length. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. And this is no good. He missed it. Not a good start here in the kicking department as this remains a 6-3 score. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here, as we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Move! No, off! General West! Ice. Mike 50.
Who that?
Ain't no look, we got. Hey, Haywood! All right. Here we go. Let's go, D.
2nd and 10. Dalton once more. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals.
Here we go. 50.
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw.
Here we go.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Punting now is Huber as he sends it away. Now it's Lockett. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
280.
Silver.
Now Wilson on 1st down. Left side complete to Lockett. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
The loss of 3 on that 1st down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. Now Wilson. And it's hauled in by Ed Dixon. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 30.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position, everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner. And with good timing, you get a completion, as we just saw there.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches. I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
4 down, 4 down. 280.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. That's going to be caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. So the turnover forced, and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
And Dalton to throw. Flushed out right. And he slides to avoid the hit. A Bengal 1st down on the 16-yard pickup there.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. From the gun, Dalton. And he's got his big tight end, Eifert, and it's a Bengal touchdown. Tyler Eifert there to make the grab. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're Having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Geno Atkins. A sensational effort by him, and that is one of the biggest losses you'll ever see on a sack. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. They go read option with Wilson. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he's stopped in the backfield. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
There is no doubt that Geno Atkins is really strong and stout at the point of attack. But I love his suddenness, the ability to make plays, to be in one spot, and then he's gone. And into the offensive backfield, he's a heck of a player.
And there, a big TFL, tackle for loss.
Hard to believe that his father, Gene Atkins, was an NFL defensive back. He's bred this big defensive tackle.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Now here's Michael Dixon. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move them. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Kill. Watch twist. Here you go. We're good. Go. Run.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And the Bengals on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Let's make these babies cry.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Returnable for Lockett. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
That's what I'm talking about. All day, baby. All day. Good job. Good job.
Chris, 57's the mic.
Let's go, defense. Hey.
One left.
D.
57.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. This will be caught inside the 10. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Big Dwayne Brown, the tackle, guilty there. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, this from 53. He's got the leg, but it's no good. He missed it right. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
They go play action here on first down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So we are at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there, just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Now it's Carson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That good for 19 and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10. They try to run on first down, but this defense says no dice. They stop them a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 43-yard line.
Hands up. Green 18.
They can't hang with us.
Hands up.
That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad.
Across midfield at the 48.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
3rd down from the gun, Dalton. He's got his man here. It's Green. 21 yards there on third down. Green last year had the lowest numbers of his career output-wise, 694 yards, 6 touchdowns. But, of course, there was a reason for that. He was battling a toe injury the second half of the season. And, boy, did the Bengals miss his presence. They limped to the finish line, losing 7 of their last 8. They are happy to have him back and healthy.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Sorry. Here you go. 93, 52, 93, 44.
Now Dalton. And he fires one incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And it's third down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, close game, second half. You obviously hate to leave 3 out on the field.
Especially in a game like this when you know points are hard to come by. That was one of their best opportunities so far, and they come away with nothing.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. He lets it fly for Lockett. This is caught at the 20. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. It's a big play there for Seattle. 44 yards.
for another Seahawks. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. The rookie DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
Go. Tight right. We got 3, fellas, we got 3. Slam.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. Boy, you'd hate to squander this great field position. Here's 3rd and goal. Wilson. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Seahawks have once again taken the lead. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. The Bengals drive about to get going. And I hate to point to that missed field goal from their last drive, but you look at the scoreboard, they would be in the lead if they had that 3.
Well, no doubt those points or those missed points do loom large, but here they're getting a chance for a makeup, aren't they? Almost like my time in school. I was always begging my teachers for a makeup exam. Here's their opportunity now to put those points on the board.
And every point becoming more vital here in the second half. Now they run with Mixon. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Here we go. Here we go.
He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage with a flag down here to boot. So they may back up further. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This is taken around the 12. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Mike 52.
They go play action now. Wilson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The end result, 21 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now he's forced out right. It's caught right side, Dixon. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. On first down, Wilson. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett there to make the grab. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, zings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
Let's go, baby.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Bobby Wagner, the former second-rounder out of Utah State, with a sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Regular. Mark 50. Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Go.
So Dalton now. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Regular. Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Mike's 54. Mike.
Hey, Charlie. I'm coming.
Dalton here from the gun. And able to find Green. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Hey, high 7.
Operating from the gun. Dalton, and that is incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Dalton. On the screen, Bernard. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down. Well, that last completion certainly not what they were hoping for, as now they'll try to convert on 3rd. And again, Andy Dalton to throw. And unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's Kevin Huber now. He's been terrific so far. And that'll set him back 5. Here's Kevin Huber now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 23. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
At the 39-yard line.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
I'm here all day.
Now it's Wilson. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a
and intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Darquez Denard. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4. Hey!
There you go, can.
Tighten
There
up.
you go, can.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. K.J. Wright able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Tight end right, tight end right. 4 down, 4 down.
368.
Hey, 50. 50's the mic. 50.
Here's Dalton. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however, and let's see what that's about. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. This is the correct call.
Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
At the 3-yard line.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends.
Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team.
And now he'll tuck it and run. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
And what a weapon to have when you can use your quarterback as a short yardage runner and pick up first downs.
They'll come out in the pistol.
Watch right, watch right.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. That's caught at the 1. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. And now looking at the clock here, they do have 2 timeouts, but even if they force a 3-and-out, they're going to have very little time remaining.
So that means they've got to be aggressive and find a way to knock the ball free. They've got to come up with it because they can't just rely, as you noted, on using their timeouts and getting the ball back. They might not have any time to mount an attack, even if they do play it that way. Get the football. That's their mantra.
And he's got this down to the 35. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Carson.
Take 4, take 4.
The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Now a give right side. Carson, and he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And this one is right down the middle. And that will push the lead up to 5. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
Let's go. Let's do this.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that
It got his man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
We got this.
Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
Hey, Delta.
Big spot. Andy Dalton. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Boyd. Give him 17 and a Cincinnati first down.
It's a gain of 17 yards. And a Bengal first down.
From the 32 now. Here's first and 10.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run. Mike's
He'll look to throw. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. That's Ziggy Ansah, the number 5 pick in 2013, credited with a sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. So the victory here for Seattle. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the